Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, let us learn few more important topics and few more important service in AWS. Now, let's say I'm creating a project infrastructure in AWS Cloud by using cloud formation. Now, you can tell me, is it best practice to save my credentials in my code? Again, I'm asking, is it a best practice to save my credentials in the code or directly in any service that I am using? The answer for this question is no. It is not best practice to store our credentials in our project code or any service itself. So the answer for this is it is not best practice to store our sensitive credentials in our project code. Now, the immediate question comes into my mind is where do I store these sensitive credentials and use or access centrally those credentials whenever my project code needs? The answer for this question is AWS Secret Manager. What is that? AWS Secret Manager. You can see here. Yes. This is your AWS Secret Manager service. Why? For storing highly sensitive data. If you want to store your highly sensitive data, then you can choose this AWS Secrets Manager. Let's say my code parameter values, which are changing every time. Now I am expecting to store those parameter values. Those are not really sensitive, but whenever I require, those I want to change each and every time. Then in that case, in that scenario, do I have any service available to save my parameters? The answer for this also is yes. If you want to save your parameters, then you have parameters store. What is that? Parameter store. Where it is present under systems manager, you have this parameter store. There you can able to store your parameters. So again, I have a question in my mind that I have chance to store my credentials both in my secrets manager as well as in system manager parameter store. Now the question is here, can I able to store my parameters in parameter store as well? Yes, we can able to store parameters in parameters store. Now can I able to store my secrets in parameter store? Yes, we can able to store. Then the question is, I can able to store my parameters or secrets, that is passwords, those things. I can able to store them in secrets manager as well as parameter store. Now, my question is, I have chance to store my credentials either in secrets manager or parameter store, right? Yeah. Now, what I need to choose? What is best among these two? For this, let's consider and explore few more details about them, right? Yeah. So the purpose we have understood just now, that is we can able to store sensitive data and credentials in this secrets manager, whereas in systems manager parameter store we can able to store our data and parameter values. Okay, let's consider security. How the system manager parameter group or security secrets manager will provide me the security by using encryption only, right? Yes. In system manager, by default, encryption is enabled. In the systems manager, by default, encryption is enabled. Even we cannot disable it. Even we cannot disable that encryption in this systems manager. In parameter store, whereas in this parameter store of systems manager, we have a chance to provide this encryption. We have a chance to provide this encryption. Here, by default, encryption is disabled. Whereas here in secrets manager, by default, encryption is enabled. We cannot able to disable it. Whereas in systems manager, by default, encryption is disabled. If we want, we can able to enable it. So that is regarding encryption, that is security that we have discussed just now. And next, so general use cases, if you consider, then the secrets manager is best for storing the credentials of database, instance passwords, and API keys, whereas the parameter store is best for storing your environmental variables, AMI IDs, and license keys. So like those type of parameters for storing, this parameter store is very useful. Let's consider one more option, that is storage size. So in order to store any parameter, it must store in some particular storage size, right? It must require some size, storage size to store that parameter. Yeah, right? Yes. So for that storage, for that storage size, in parameters group, we have two storage types available. In parameters group, we have two storage types available based on parameter size we want to store. They are standard and advanced. What are they? Standard and advanced. So those two modes are available in parameter store. So in standard, how much amount of storage we can able to store, sir? In standard, we can store up to 4 KB. We can store up to 4 KB. Whereas in advanced, we can store up to 8 KB. You can see I have written those two as well here. Right? Yeah. The standard is actually free, whereas the advanced will charges you. The advanced storage will charge you. You can see under storage type, I have mentioned the fees as well. The standard is free, whereas advanced is charged. Charges are applied to this advanced. So how the charges are applied, sir? In advanced storage option, we only pay for parameter data that we store. Whatever the parameter data that we store in this parameter store advanced mode, for that only we will pay. And in addition to that, number of API calls we made to this parameter store to retrieve the parameters. So for that, for every month we will be charged. You can see I have written that for advanced, we will charge for data stored and API calls made on it. And for standard, we only charge it for API calls. In standard, we only pay for number of API calls made on parameters per month. Okay. We don't have, we not need, we do not have any chance to change between these storage types after creating a parameter store. That is, in between these storage types, that is standard and advanced, we cannot change in between after once creating the storage type. While creating of parameter storage, then only we need to specify that. After creating, we not shift one parameter from standard storage to advanced storage or advanced storage to standard storage. So based on your key size and your need, you can able to select you want standard or advanced storage. If you select parameter store in AWS Systems Manager. Now let's talk about this secrets manager. What this secrets manager? Okay. The secrets manager can store up to 10 KBs. What? Up to 10 KBs. You can see under parameter store, we can able to store 4 KBs for standard, and advanced mode, we can store up to 8 KBs only. Whereas in secrets manager, we can store up to 10 KB, right? Yeah. So And one more important point, this will be charged. There is no option of free here. So it's a single storage type, but it will be charged. In secret manager, in secrets manager, for what we will pay, sir? We will pay for the secret data that we store and number of API calls made on secrets data per month. So for what storage that we stored and API calls that we made on those secrets, for that we will be charged per every month, right? Yeah. So now let's see one more consideration, that is key rotation. It is very important, key rotation, because if we provide key rotation, then it's very difficult for hackers to hack your keys, right? Yeah. So if we use same credentials again and again, there might be some chance that hackers can able to compromise them as well. So to overcome this issue, we need to use this key rotations. Okay. Let's see about parameters group. So in this parameters group, does it support this key rotation facility, sir? The answer for this is no. Parameters group do not provide any key rotation facility. Whereas this this secrets manager provides you key rotation facility. The rotation of your credentials is implemented by using some built-in lambda function, and the rotation of credentials happens in our secrets manager, right? So by using some inbuilt lambda function, this key rotation happens in this secrets manager. It is supported key rotation. If you are expecting this, that is key rotation facility, then you need to prefer this secrets manager. You do not have that option in SSM parameter store. That is a AWS Systems Manager parameter store. If you want to provide this key rotation for credentials that store in your parameter store, SSM parameter store, you can able to provide, but we need to write our own lambda function for that. For doing that key rotation, we need to write our custom lambda function because key rotation is not supported here. So we need to write our own custom lambda function to perform this key rotation. Okay. So let's see one more feature. We have seen about key rotation, right? Yeah. So let's see one more feature that the secret manager has and the system manager parameters group does not have is values stored in secret manager. Values stored in secrets manager can be able to shareable across multiple accounts. So multi-account sharing is also available in secrets manager, right? Multi-account sharing is also supported by this secrets manager. Whereas, but this values sharing is not possible to multiple accounts if we store our values under parameter store of systems manager, right? Yeah, we can, we know we can able to store our credentials in parameters group or parameter store or secrets manager, right? Yeah. So now how to retrieve them? How to retrieve them? We can able to retrieve the data stored in SSM feature, that is parameter store or secrets manager, by using API calls. So wherever you can store, that is under secrets manager or systems manager parameter group, we can able to retrieve our passwords or credentials or parameters by using API calls, right? Yeah. Okay. Now let's see in detail about which storage type we use. What we use. Now let's see what storage type What that means what are the general use cases? Which storage use case we use for what? So that's let's see. Now let's concentrate more on it. We use this secrets manager. We use this secrets manager for storing database credentials like for Redshift or for RDS for DynamoDB. You have credentials, right? Passwords. Yes, you can able to store them in the secrets manager, and you have instances, EC2 instances like that. You have instances, right? Yes, for those you have passwords, right? Yeah, you can able to store them in this secrets manager because they need to protect it, right? Yes, you can even store API keys, and if you have requirement to store the plain text, if you have requirement to store the plain text with high security, then you can even able to store that in AWS secrets manager, right? Yeah, we use this to store these things. So these are the best use cases. Now let us focus on systems manager use cases. So we use systems manager feature, that is parameter store, for storing environmental variables. While coding, you have some variables, right? For those variables, actually we use this systems managers parameter group to store that data. Like you have database string where it contains some AMI IDs or database IDs. So those you can able to store in this parameters group of your systems manager. And license keys also you can able to store here, and you can even able to store the plain text data strings. What that? Plain text data strings and passwords as well. Here in this parameter store, we can able to store those things. We can able to store secrets as well as non-secret values in this parameter store group. Non-secret values is nothing but plain text, whereas we use secrets manager. We use secrets manager only to save sensitive, that is secret values only. Whereas we use the systems manager to store plain text, that is non-secret values and secret values as well. Non-secret values indicates plain text. Basically, we would not prefer secrets manager to store plain text because no secret is there, right? Yeah, that's why. Okay, where we use secrets manager is to store secret and sensitive values. So by storing the values in parameters group or secrets manager, we can able to refer those values by using cloud formation services, right? We can able to use them by using cloud formation services. You can see we can even integrate with cloud formation with both the services, and these are the typical use cases that we previously discussed. And example credentials will be like this. So this is all about your systems manager. I hope systems manager parameter store and secrets manager. So let's see directly in AWS management console, that is how to. So this is the content that I have explained just now. Now let us move on to directly AWS console and let us see how to create a storage, how to create a parameter group, parameter store in systems manager, and how to create a storage. That means how to create a secret value in this secrets manager. So for that, first we need to log into AWS, that I have already done for you. Now I'm just searching for the service, that is secrets manager. So I'm just searching secrets manager. You can see I'm just opening it. So it was opening. Yeah. So it is easily to rotate, manage, and retrieve secrets throughout your life cycle. So for that, you just click on here the secrets. If you expand this here, you can see the secrets option. You just click on it. Now you can see an option. So currently I do not have any secrets that I have saved. If you want, you can able to click here to create a secret, or else you have this option. Just click on it to store a secret. Now you need to provide the configuration for the secret that you want to create. You can see how the console will look like. Now you have secret type. You need to select what secret type. What is the secret type? Your secret is based on RDS database credentials, or DynamoDB database credentials, or Redshift database credentials, or credentials of other database. So you have this option to choose the database credentials, or else if you want to store other type of secrets like API key and OAuth token or others, then you can use it. So here, if you choose any one of the credentials, then the interface will be like this. You can see. So this is how the interface will be. Now I'm just providing the username for the credentials. Let's say admin is my username for the credentials, and password will be some password will be there. If you want to see, then you can click here to see the password. For you only you can able to see, but others can't able to see it. Now in the encryption key, you need to specify what type of encryption key you want to use. So you can encrypt by using KMS key that secret manager creates, or you can use even custom KMS key. So this is actually the KMS key which is created by the secrets manager. If you want, you can able to add a new KMS key by clicking here, and you can use it here to encrypt your data. And then finally you can select the database, because we selected it belongs to one of the database that is other than this RDS, Document DB, and Redshift. We have these database available. Those you can able to select and enter the server address and database name and port number. 127.0.0.1. Let's take an example like this. My database name is SQL server, and my port number is something like 88 or 80. So like that, my port number will be. Now just click on next. You can see secret name. So by using what secret name, you can able to refer this. So if you use this secret name in your cloud formation template, then it can refer this password. So that you need to provide here. Secret name mainly contains alphanumeric characters and a description name that helps you to find your secret later. That means if you use this name, then you get that password. So let's say production environment under this SQL server pass. So if I use this parameter, then I can get the value of the password that I provided here. You can even able to provide your description here. My SQL server password store. So if you want, you can able to provide, it's an optional description. Then you have tags. In order to identify this, you can even provide a tags for this. It is also optional for you. If you don't want, you can not create. If you want, you can create. Then you have resource permissions. You can able to add or edit resource policy to access secrets across your account. Who can able to access these secrets, that you can able to edit by clicking here. You can able to write your permission policy that specifying who can able to access, not only within your account, across AWS accounts. That means other AWS accounts as well. If you want to share this password to other AWS account user, then you can able to write your own permissions here, then permission policy here, that is resource based policy. Then other AWS user accounts as well can able to access this. That is cross account sharing, we can say simply. This is optional. If you want, you can able to provide. Then replication. This replication. For your backup, if you want to store your password in other region as well, if you want to store your password in other region as well, then you can able to use this replication by selecting any other region. So currently I'm selecting in one of the region. So I have selected this Tokyo. If you want, you can even replicate it to many regions. How many you want, those many. Now I'm just canceling it, removing this. So I just provided in single region replication. Now I'm just clicking on next. You can see configure automatic rotations. If you want automatic rotations, then you can enable this. If you don't want, you can disable this as well. If you enable this in backend, a lambda function, a built-in lambda function will be created to automatically replicate or rotate your key, rotate your passwords whenever it got expired or saved or changed. And then you can even schedule the rotation as well. So if you want to schedule expression, then you need to schedule expression from here. Then you also have this schedule expression builder where you can manually select, that is time. So if you want after every 23 hours the rotation, then you select this. If you want after every certain days of after one day, if you want rotation, then you can provide, you can select this day here and provide the days, number of days you want after the rotation need to be happened. And after how many weeks you want to this rotation happens, that also you have chance to provide. Let's say you want rotation after months, then also you can able to provide your rotation after specific months. So if you enable this rotation, if you enable this auto rotation option, then immediately when your secret is stored, that will be rotated. If you enable this, then the rotation happens immediately when your secret is stored, and next rotation begins based on the schedule that you provided. If you want immediate rotation, then click on this, so that immediate rotation also provided, and next rotation will be scheduled based on the rotation schedule that you provided. So if you enable this auto rotation only, then only this rotation schedule will be enabled. And if you enable this rotation immediately when secret stored, so then only when you store a secret, then it will immediately rotate, and then next time it will rotate based on your schedule. Now rotation lambda function. So this rotation lambda function, by using this lambda function only, we can able to rotate this secret. So you want to choose the lambda function, you have to choose the lambda function, create and choose that lambda function. So based on the passwords that you are providing, then based on that lambda function only, your passwords will be rotated here. So currently I'm not choosing here anything. If you not choose, then it does not move to next. Let's say I'm stopping this rotation, so we not need to choose this lambda function. Now I'm clicking on next. Now you can see whatever the things that you provided to store a secret under your secrets manager. So in order to create a secret under your secrets manager as a store, then you need to provide these all details. What is the secret type you want to provide, and encryption key you need to provide, and you also provide the secret name. By using this name only, you can able to refer your secret. And description, it's an optional thing. And replication, it is also optional. If you want, you can able to enable or else disable it. And rotation schedule, if you want, you can enable this automatic rotation by scheduling a lambda function. And rotation function, currently I'm not specified any function for this. So a sample code will be generated for the parameters that I have specified. Now, whenever we create store, then our store will be created. That is for this secret name, whatever the password that I specified, that will come to us. So now I'm just not saving this. I'm just going back to show you other, that is other type of secrets, how to store other types of secrets as well. Now under key value pair, you need to provide a key value pair, that is key 1 and value 1. Then for this key, whenever you refer this key, this value will be you get. Or else you can even provide a plain text format data as well. Then you just click on next. You can see here also we are providing our encryption key. Now you can see here also a secret name. That is by using this secret name, you can able to access your value. Whatever the value that you provided in the previous step for the key, that you can able to refer from this secret name in your code, or else you can say in your cloud formation template. So other configurations will be same. Now we will be reached to the last step, that is if you click on store, then whatever the password that you created, whatever the value, key value that you created, that will be saved, and you can able to refer that value by using this path, by using this name, by using this secret name. Now we have seen, if you just click on store, then it will be stored. I'm just canceling it. So now we have seen how to store a password under secrets manager, how to store a secret under your secrets manager. Now let us see how to store, how to store a parameter in systems manager. So let's open the systems manager. You can see I'm opening it. This is loading. Yeah, this is how the interface will be. Under this, you have application management. Under this application management, you have parameter store for this systems manager. So now I'm opening this parameter store. You can see you have an option to create a parameter store. So how it works also there, create a parameter store, specify parameter type and value, and refer that parameter in your commands or code. Now you just click on this create parameters. Now you need to provide the path. So by using this path only, you can able to recognize, you can able to identify your parameter. Let's say this is my parameter 1. So like EC2 AMI ID, you can say, or else EC2 variable value, string value. So like this, whenever I entered in my code, I need to get this value. So whatever the value that I'm storing, that I need to get. Now, what type of data that you are storing? So that you need to tell here, that is you want to store image type or text type. And you can also have type specifying whether it's a string or a string list or secure string. Secure string indicates it has a KMS, that is encryption enabled. Now let's say I'm just expecting to store normal data, normal plain text data. Whenever in my code, if this is referred, that means if this is called, then I need to get value that is 21. Then I just write like this, and then I just click on create parameter store, create parameter, so that parameter must be fully qualified name. I get this due to I forgotten forward slash at starting. Now you can even see before creating the pricing option as well. So no additional charge will be there for this standard type storage, and we can able to store up to 10,000 standard parameters, and each value max up to 4 KB only. So if you store the large size variable, large size parameter in this, it won't accept simply. Even other accounts sharing is also not available, and parameter policy is also not available. If you want parameter policies and other accounts sharing, then you can choose this advanced option, so that it can able to provide those two features, but it is chargeable, and it also provides you 8 KB of storage for the value. Now I'm just clicking on create parameter. You can see my parameter one is created. You can even use this value. You use this to get the value that you provided. So this is the ARN, and you can refer by using this name, so that you can able to get the parameter value that you have just stored previously. Now these are public parameters you can able to create, and settings. You can have even limit regarding parameter stored, parameter stored throughput. That is how many times you can able to provide this for this much amount of time. And parameter store default tire is also available here. If you want, you can able to change the tire as well. Okay, let's see how to what are the options that we need to configure if we choose this advanced mode. So there is nothing, only one parameter expiration that you need to provide. You want some relative time or absolute time, or else no expiry policy you want attached, then you can choose this. That's it. You just click on create. Here you need to provide the value. So whenever you call this parameter, then this value will be returned after creating. Now let's see securing. That is, by using KMS key, we can encrypt that string data as well. So if you want to use that, then select this, and then here you can even able to provide my current AWS accounts key, or else you can provide another account KMS key as well for another person to see from outside of your account. So based on the key you selected, based on that, this value will be encrypted. This value will be encrypted. So after selecting the encryption, you can able to create parameter. So now I'm just canceling because it cost me. Now I'm just deleting it because it is not required for me. For this demo purpose, I have created this. Now I have just deleted this. So this is how we can able to create a parameter under your parameter store as well. So I hope you understood this concept, that is a secrets manager and parameters group, how to create a secret manager secret, and how to create parameters group pa under parameter store, how to create a parameter. So I hope you understood from this video. I hope this video is contentful and you have some knowledge, you got some knowledge from this video, or some knowledge recap from this video. If you feel this video is contentful and you got some knowledge or knowledge recap from this video, then please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. Thanks for watching again. See you back in the next video. Until then, bye bye, guys.